Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Coffee with T. I'm your host, the amazing T Street. Today's topic, don't skip the process of retreating. Now, I know that may sound crazy because oftentimes people associate retreat with defeat. And I want you to be clear that retreat is not the same thing as accepting defeat. Retreating is often used in battle, it's used in business, and it's used personally as a way to win. And so I want to talk about a season right now where many people are feeling overwhelmed. They're hearing lots of news coming at them. They're hearing lots of bad news and things that are making them anxious and afraid. And sometimes they've suffered a couple of losses. I'm one of those people. I've had a few losses in my life, not just losses of people, but I've had some things that I didn't win at. And so I'm not talking about the retreat where you run, where you throw up the white flag and you run. I'm talking about when you become intentional in stepping back. Because there's a difference between someone forcing you to run away and you choosing to be intentional and step back. I love studying military history, and I look at some of the great battles that have been won because generals understood that they needed to reposition their troops and come up with a battle plan so that they could be on the offensive and not the defensive, because there is greatness that comes from intentionally stepping back into a place of retreat. I'm not talking about running. I'm not running from my challenges. I'm simply stepping back with intentionality. When I'm stepping back, generally what happens when you go into retreat with intentionality, you should regroup. Soldiers get together. They say, hey, this didn't work over here. Or we got people surrounding us on this side. What else can we do now that we're over here? We regroup, we reassess, look at your situation and say, how can I come at this differently? If I keep doing what I've always done, I'm going to keep getting what I've always gotten. And so how can I approach this differently so that this time when I come out of retreat, I come out with a place of victory? I regather my strength, regather my resources, regather my thoughts. I can't always do that when I'm in the heat of battle. So one of the strategies that I use for winning is that I often give myself permission to retreat. What do I do when I'm in retreat? I preserve my resources. For example, right now I'm in a season of retreat, and I've got a lot of things coming at me. And so rather than allowing what's coming at me to overwhelm me, I have stepped back. And in that peace, I preserve my resources. And what does that mean? I don't give out a whole lot of my energy, because in this season, I need this energy to regroup, reassess, and regather for me. I don't give out a lot of resources financially, because in this season, I'm retooling some things in my business so that my business will be stronger when I come out. Those are the things that you do. You preserve your resources while you're in a place of retreat. One of the things, when an army goes into retreat, they're not using ammunition because they're in a strategic planning mode. And so they're able to preserve the resources. They're not using as many meals that they have to have because they're not exerting as much energy. They're conserving water. They're preserving the resources that they have. So when you're in a season of intentional retreat, not running retreat, but intentional retreat, use that time to preserve your resources because you're going to need those resources. While you're there, create a plan for victory. How am I going to win? How am I going to win spiritually? How am I going to win physically? How am I going to win emotionally? How am I going to win in my business, in my personal life, in my relationships? How am I going to win? Create a plan for victory while you're in retreat. That's one of the benefits, is that while you're there, you've got the mental clarity to actually come up with a plan for how you're going to do it differently and win this time around. People don't understand the efficacy of retreat. Me, I use every retreat as an opportunity to plan my re-entry for victory, which takes me to point number 5. Once you have done those things, once you have intentionally stepped back, you've regrouped, reassessed, regathered in that season. And by the way, don't do it with regret. Take the time and don't regret the time that you're taking, because you need that time. Preserve your resources while you're in retreat, because you're going to need them. Create that plan And once you've done that, you are eminently ready and qualified to re-enter the battlefield. And I guarantee you, when you re-enter that battlefield, you're going to come out differently. You're going to be more poised and ready for the victory. You're going to win if you don't faint, if you simply, with intentionality, step back. Don't let the things of life run you into retreat. You simply step back and do it with intentionality. And now some people will say, "Oh, T, when you retreat, that's tacit acceptance that you're defeated." No, it is not tacit acceptance. It is tactical maneuvering. I like that. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to use that. It is not tacit acceptance that you're going to lose. It is simply tactical maneuvering for the win. I'm the amazing T Street. Can I tell you today, whatever you do, if you're feeling overwhelmed by life and the news and all the things that are coming at you, don't run in retreat. Step back. Be intentional. Regroup, reassess, regather without regret. Preserve your resources. Create a plan. And then re-enter the battlefield to win. I'm the amazing T Street. But can I tell you this? There is absolutely, positively nothing amazing in me that's not in each and every one of you. So whatever you do, don't skip the process of retreating. Have an amazing day.